Hey everyone, and welcome back. Last time we saw the magic of using ChatGPT to build a powerful Excel dashboard in seconds. Layout, pivot, charts, the works. Well, today we are taking the concept and leveling it up. Have you ever wished you could turn your raw Google Sheets data into a beautiful web-based interactive dashboard without needing complex external tools? That's exactly what we're doing today. We will take a sales data set like this one and transform it into this dynamic dashboard using the power built right into Google Sheets, app scripts, along with some basic HTML and charts.js. And the best part, it updates automatically when your sheet data changes. As always, the practice file and the codes are linked below so you can follow along. Let's dive in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend ready to level up.
First things first, you need your data ready in a Google Sheet. For this tutorial, I'm using an electronic sales data set with about 700 entries. The most important thing is to have a clean header row. That's the first row with your column titles. Our header rows are date, entity name, product, category, city, sales, cost, margin, profit, margin percentage, and profit percentage. Make sure your sheet has similar clear headers. Also, note down the exact name of the sheet tab containing your data. Mine is called data. Also note the name of the spreadsheet. Mine is practice file, but yours might be different. You will need all of these names later. Before diving into code, it's a good practice to think about how to build the dashboard. With our data in Google Sheets, what's the best approach? I actually asked an AI for suggestions using a prompt like this. I have a Google Sheets with about 700 rows of sales data. I want to create an interactive web dashboard that reads directly from the sheet. What are the best tools or platforms considering ease of use, direct integration with Google Sheets, and preferably free options? The AI recommended using Google App Script combined with its HTML service. This is perfect because App Script lives inside Google Sheets, allowing direct data access, and it can host simple web pages, exactly what we need, and it's free. Okay, let's open the script editor. Right here on your Google Sheets, click on Extensions, then App Script. This opens the script editor in a new tab. You see a file name code.js. This is where our backend logic will live, the code that talks to our spreadsheet and serves our web page. Now, we need the code for this file. I used another prompt to generate the necessary app script code. Here's the code generated based on that prompt. I'm not going to be giving you the script I used to generate this code. Because of the variability of AI, getting the exact code character for character from just instructions is tricky. So to ensure everyone has the identical starting point for the rest of the tutorial, I'm going to give you only the complete code. And the benefit of this is it ensures everyone has the exact same working code. So it's going to be less focused on the act of prompting for generation, but more focused on using the resulting code. Now back in our Google Sheets, we have this default code already in the code.js file. I'm going to have that deleted. Then go back to the code I got from AI to have that copied. So I have the entire code selected and copied. So I'll copy that, go back to my Google Sheets, and have that pasted in my empty code.js editor window. Critical step. Look near the top for this line. You must change data to the exact name of your sheet tab containing the data, and make sure it stays inside the double quotes. For instance, if your tab is named sales data, make sure you have it changed here. I'm going to leave mine as data because if you go back to my Google Sheets, you see that my sheet is named as data. So make sure you have this fixed to the exact name of your sheet. Got that changed? Great. Now, click the Save Project icon, that is the floppy disk at the top here. Next, we need the actual web page, the HTML structure, the styling, and the JavaScript that will run in the browser to draw our charts. This is going to be the front end. What we've just done here is to put this code in for the back end. Now for the front end, we're going to create an HTML file right here in the app script editor. A prompt was also used by me to give an instruction to an AI to generate the HTML and client-side JavaScript. And the prompt gives me the complete front-end code, which I have right here. So I will have the entire code for that copied. Now back in the app script editor, click the plus sign icon next to Files in the left sidebar and choose HTML. In the little box that pops up, type the file name as index, exactly as it is with small letters, and press enter. A new index.html file appears. Delete any default content or code inside and paste in the HTML code generated by AI. Perfect. Click the Save Project icon again to save this new file. As it is now, we have a code for our backend, which is the code.js, and the code for our front end, which is the index.html code. Now, we need to deploy this as a web app so we can access it through a URL. Click the blue deploy button in the top right corner and select New Deployment. A configuration window pops up. Click the gear icon next to Select Type and choose Web App. For description, you can name it something like Sales Dashboard. It's actually optional. You can leave it blank. For execute as, make sure it's set to me, that is your email address. For who has access, select anyone. This makes it easiest to view without needing a Google login. Quick note, if your data is sensitive, you might have to restrict access later. But for now, choosing anyone is simplest. Click Deploy. Google needs your permission for the script to read your spreadsheet on your behalf. So click Authorize Access. Choose your Google account. You might see a warning screen like this. It's normal for personal scripts. So click Advanced, then go to Untitled Project on Save, and finally click Allow. Once deployment is successful, you see a confirmation box. This is important. Copy the web app URL. This is the link to your live dashboard, and click OK. Alright, the moment of truth. Open a new browser, paste the URL you just copied into the address bar, and press enter. You should see a quick loading indicator, and then voila, your interactive dashboard, pulling data live from your Google Sheets. I'm going to have this zoomed in and expanded so you see it clearly. You can see the KPIs updates and the charts render. How cool is that? So you've built this awesome dashboard, but what happens when your data changes, or you want to tweak the visuals, add a new chart, or track a different KPI? Let's break down exactly how you'd update this project. So I would escape the full screen mode, go back to your app script. Now, the key is knowing which file to edit based on what you need to change. When do you go to the code.js file, and when do you go to the index.html file? You edit code.js file primarily when you need to change how data is fetched or processed, the calculations for your KPIs or charts, or which data source, that is the sheets or columns, is being used. Let's look at a common code.js edit, changing the data source sheet. If your data moves to a different sheet tab, e.g. from data to sales data 2024, the most critical change is right here. You're going to need to make sure that this word is changed to the exact name of the sheet. Did you rename a column in your Google Sheets? Maybe city is now location. You're going to scroll down to look for the section where we find column positions, which is right here. So you must update the text inside index of. If your column header has changed from city to location, this is where you're going to have that renamed. And if you also scroll down, you see another section where you need to make the change for your column header. Now, the good thing is all the section of the codes are with comments. This will act as a guide for you to know where to come to for a change or an edit. So if you look at what I have highlighted here, it says check if all required columns are found. So you have all the columns listed here. If there's any need for you to make a change to your column header or to have it renamed, make sure you go to all sections of the codes where you can have the column headers renamed. Now, if you want to change the matrix for your cards, if you scroll down here, you see a section for that. Calculate matrix for cards. So if, for instance, you want to change how average margin is calculated, or maybe find the bottom customer instead of top customer, the calculation logic is inside this find customer function. So all you have to do is to make a change here. Now, to modify chart data preparation, this is the section you come. You can see the heading that says prepare chart data. So if, for instance, you want to have the sales trend chart to show quarterly instead of monthly, or sales by category to show only top 5 categories, you're going to need to find the functions responsible for preparing data for specific charts, like get sales trend data, get sales by city data, get sales by category data, and so on. The logic for grouping, e.g. by month, happens in get sales trend data. Now let's say you want to add a new KPI card to show maybe total transactions. How do you do that? The best practical step I follow is to first of all do a search for cards. So I would press Ctrl F on my keyboard to bring up the search window and type in card. With this, you're going to go to all the instances where you have the word card. Logically, it means those are the places where you have different functions or edits that needs to be made to cards. So right here is where we have the first one. We have a function here for total sales, total cost, average margin, top city, and the rest. These are all the cards we have on our dashboard. If you see it here, we have the total sales card, we have total cost, average margin, and so on, exactly like we have here. So if you want to have a new card added, what I would do is to simply just copy any of these functions, have it pasted down below, and give it the exact function you want. So if, for instance, the new card we want to add is total transaction, I'm going to have this replaced with the name of that card, total transaction, and follow the exact same format as the other ones. And what do you want to find? Let's say you want to find top transactions instead of top customer. You make sure you make that change there as well, following the exact same format. And then you put in whatever function you want to have in there. Now, if you click on next, you see another section where we have the functions or the formulas for cards. And right there is where you want to make edits. So down here, you have different calculation functions listed for cards. We have the one for card 1 here, for card 2, and the rest. So for your new card, again, all you have to do is to copy any of the earlier functions. So we've got 5 cards currently, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll go to the last one where we have card 6, copy any of this function and have it reused for the new card I want to have added. It's that simple. That is just for the back end. Now you need to go to the front end, the index HTML file, to do the same thing. Do a search for cards. And this is where you're going to make all the formatting style edits, like how exactly you want it to show on the dashboard. So all this beautiful styling and formatting you see, you're going to need to make that same edit on the index.html file. I'm going to undo the changes I made to the code.js file because it's not needed, and click Save. Now, when do you go to the index.html file? You come here when you need to change the front-end look and feel. So for instance, if you want to have the visual appearance changed, like the colors, fonts, and layout, this is where you come. If you want to have the text, the titles, or the labels changed, you come here. How the charts look or behave, like the type, colors, tooltips, it's all done here. Let's say you want to add or remove visuals elements like the cards or charts, you also have to come here. So for instance, if you want to make a change to your sales and profit trend chart, this is where you come to do that. You have the colors here to make a change to whatever you want. You have the markers, the legend, the chart type, and what have you, all the changes, the feel. This is where you come to make all the changes. And like I said earlier, all these comments I have in my code are there to guide you on what exactly you need to do. So we have the code for chart 8 here, which is the sales and profit trend, and you have the rest as well like that, neatly labeled with the side comments there to guide you. We have chart 4, chart 3, and what have you. We have the same numbering as well for the cards. So whenever you want to make a change to the visual feel, this is where you come. The final steps after editing. Okay, you've made your changes in code.js or the index.html file. What's next? Save. Click the Save Project icon, absolutely crucial, and redeploy. This is the step most people forget. You need to publish your changes. So you're going to click on the Deploy button, select Manage Deployment. Find your existing web app deployment in the list. We have ours saved as sales description. Click the Edit icon, that is the pencil, critical. From the version drop-down, select New Version. You can add a description for this version if you like, e.g. added transactions KPI. Then click Deploy. Once you do that, you get a new URL for the updated dashboard. And then you do a hard refresh to see your changes. Remember, always deploy a new version from Manage Deployment after making code changes. Otherwise, your live dashboard won't update. It doesn't matter if the change was big or small. So while this might feel a lot initially, the process is logical. You make backend changes in the code.js file and front-end changes in the index.html file. Save and redeploy as a new version. And then you get the required updates to your dashboard. That's it.
I hope you found that useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.